Welcome back to Cabin View Firewood. So I am right in the middle of that retaining wall project, but I have got another load of logs coming in a couple days. So I want to get all these out of here. Most of this pile is red oak. There's a little bit of maple. I think there's one or two cherries. I see a hackberry towards the bottom, but 90% of this is red oak. So this is going to take a year plus to season. And I've got, you know, a good stack down in that lower yard where I'm going to do a lot of my cutting, a lot of my splitting. So the goal right now is to I want to get all the shorter pieces out of here first. I can just take them down with the tractor. So I'm going to pick them out, put them off to the side. The longer ones I'll cut into like 8-foot pieces. They just fit down my trail a little bit better. I also want to split some wood today. I haven't been doing a whole lot of splitting, but I'd like to get at least 1 or 2 cords of this red oak split before that next load comes. And what I have coming, I'm not quite sure what's going to be in it, but he said he's got some more seasoned logs. This was all pretty fresh red oak. So what I'm thinking is I'll just get this stuff out of my way. I'll split this, I don't know, maybe in like 2 months, 3 months. Once fall hits, I'll get all this stuff cut and split. But I want to get that pile he's bringing done first, so I can get that ready in time for, I don't know, hopefully the spring and summer selling season. I really need a smaller bucket for this. This is a 2-foot bucket. It can be a little tricky picking logs out of a pile. Stage where it's easy to just pick them up with the grapple on the tractor. A lot of this is going to need cut into smaller pieces. I won't be able to make it past my log, my wood shed, or some of those tight turns I have. There's another one at the bottom there. Tell you what, there's not a whole lot here that's the length I need to move, so I think we're just going to go grab the saw, start cutting some of these down. first batch is moved. This is one of those projects where you kind of underestimate how long it's going to take. I should have started this early in the morning. Too close. But I was working on something else this morning, figured I had plenty of time still to get this done. But now it is already 5 o'clock and I am, I don't know, maybe halfway, maybe a little over halfway. Well, it definitely took a lot longer than I expected, but it's done. I've got the cribbing set up for the next load, which will be here in just a couple days. So, I think I started this at, I don't know, like 2 o'clock this afternoon, and it's about 8 o'clock. So, I took one 30-minute break to eat some dinner. The rest of the time, I was putting some hours on the tractor and the excavator. So glad that's done. I wanted to get all that stuff out of the way, and it actually helped me get the lower log yard set up. So I'll walk you guys down there and show you what that looks like. So I now have 2 piles of logs. That is half red oak, and the other half is mainly hackberry, a little bit of ash in there. So that stuff should dry out pretty quick. And then this whole pile down here is all red oak. So I actually got two nice piles of logs down here. If I can figure out a place to put one more, I will be in pretty good shape. Now this is a pretty good slope on this side here, so I can't just stack logs up there without leveling that out. Looks pretty good. All right, guys, I am almost out of daylight, so I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate you all being here. If you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. Hit that like button. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and I will see you guys on the next one.